Joseph gave him the name because he said, I had great troubles, but God has made me successful in everything. So all names in Hebrew have a meaning. If you look at the name. Now, I still I've got something in this for you. I'm going to have to turn the camera around to show you this, right? A lot of people don't believe anything I say. You know what I said about the Jews have got these, it's like, let's just say for your sake, candlesticks. The menorah. It's got 7 branches. 7 branches. That is an incredible technique. It's the number 7. It's number 7. Remember, talking about the 7 years of famine. What Joseph prepared. How talented this man was, even as a young man. Where did he get this talent from? How did he know about stonemasonry? How did he know about all these things? Listen, Joseph is a picture of exactly what Yeshua would bring about. It's as if it's the same thing. You've got the 11 in the upper room. The 11 in the upper room on Nisan the 14th. Yeah, Nisan the 14th is coming up shortly. The covenant, there was 11 there, and Yeshua was 12. The dream, remember? The 11, and then you have the mother and the father. Our mother, Jerusalem, but both. The Father of all light, is Spirit, our Father. So this Joseph, I'm going to show you evidence, marvellous evidence, that it wasn't just a mythical story about Joseph and all the coat of many colours and everything like that. Let me show you this. This site, I'm going to give you the name of it. I don't think I'll be playing it all, it's not very long. It's on YouTube. Joseph in Egypt. Massive grain storage pits from the 7-year famine. The evidence is there. It's not a fable. It's a true event. So if this is a true event, the dream came true because this archaeological evidence 100% to prove that what I'm saying is true. Okay, so what I'll do is I don't know if this site's monetized, but the person's site is called Open the Eyes of, and I can't see the rest. So I'm giving them credit for, and I'm sure they've got some wonderful videos. If anything, I haven't looked. I'll just look at this one. But I'm going to show you this. Let me just stop the music because it'll interfere. Is that better? Okay. by the way, you've got the same colour thing. Oh, that's lovely. Oh, you see that? Joseph in Egypt. Massive grain storage pits from the 7-year famine. Are you ready? Let's start them. Here we go. I probably won't play it all, but let's see.
The complex at Saqqara contains 11 massive pits, which even the Egyptians are at a loss to explain. They are not tombs, for all tombs were underground and carefully sealed, while these were accessible from the surface, and they are extremely large. But most fascinating is the fact that they are all connected by chutes. Ron believes these were the grain storage pits of the 7-year famine. When the pits were first excavated, bits of grain still remained in them. As grain was removed from one pit, grain from the other pits flowed through the chutes, making the grain always accessible from one location. These are within the wall of the step pyramid complex, which has only one entrance, and it opens to a long covered passageway with small cubicles on each side, each just the right size for a person to sit with perhaps a small table. The narrow, singular entrance would have allowed only a few people to enter at a time. There was no doubt in Ron's mind that this was the main center of grain distribution on a massive scale. As people arrived to get their grain, they lined up to enter the long corridor. Inside, they paid one of the cashiers in one of the cubicles for the grain. Then they proceeded through the corridor straight to the area of the grain bins. Once there, they descended the stairway next to the storage bins, handed their sack to a worker who filled it with grain and returned it to them. Then they exited through a small door on the lower level, which led to the outside of the complex. Built on the plateau of Saqqara, adjacent to ancient Memphis, the pyramid within the complex is the first ever built in Egypt. Ron Wyatt spent a great deal of time here, searching for evidence which might shed light on the biblical account. On an island just below the first cataract of the Nile, an ancient inscription written around the 4th century BC was found which claimed to be a copy of a document written by Pharaoh Djoser more than 1,000 years earlier. It is the story of a land grant made by the Pharaoh to the priests of the god Num. It tells of 7 years of famine and 7 years of plenty, how Pharaoh had a dream and consulted his chancellor for help. It contains most elements of the 7 years of famine and 7 years of plenty story. Ancient Egyptian records list Djoser as the 16th pharaoh of Egypt, and historians have classified him with the so-called Third Dynasty. His chancellor, named Imhotep, was first known through the writings of the Egyptian historian Manetho, who in the 3rd century BC wrote, "During Djoser's reign there lived a man named Imhotep, who had the reputation of the Greek god of medicine, and who invented the art of building with hewn stone." The legends attributed to Imhotep were so incredible that he was considered to be mythical until this century, when excavations at Djoser's pyramid complex revealed the base of a statue with the name Djoser on it and the name Imhotep, with his long list of titles, one of which was chief under the king, a title which first appears with Imhotep and also was first bestowed upon Joseph.
Okay. So, if you'd like to visit this site, I'm sure it'd be really good for us. Yeah? Okay. Alright, I don't know if that's alright. I have a project. Joseph, he was a skilled man. He knew about hewn stone. Who taught him all this? It was passed on from generation to generation. Perhaps it was. But he was a great architect. I'm not bragging or anything at all, but I have a new way of construction far greater than what Joseph did back then. It is a divine way of construction, and I want to introduce it. I'm so keen to do it because it will change the whole of the world's way of building. It will not be built under my... It's going to be crafted, created stone rather than hewn stone. A different method, different way altogether. It's going to be beautiful. The construction work that we're going to do, for those who will want to be part of that type, the construction part of it, showing people how to do it from scratch, teaching them. This method I have cuts out a lot of... I don't know how to use a dummy level. How do I use this? How can I do the measurements? How do I get it perfectly square? This structure has to have a cantilever. How do I get it? What? I've got the solution, and I can't reveal it yet. I'm wanting to reveal it with my partner when she arrives. If she ever arrives, I don't know. Do you know, Joseph? I don't know. Who knows? Ah, our Father knows. Okay. So I think I'll just leave it at that. What time is it, Joseph? It's 8:15. Been on about an hour, have we? 17 minutes past 8. It's been lovely being with you. I'm asking everyone to join with me. Do you really want to see the earth put right? And support me. Those who have the kingdom of love within them will come and support this wonderful project, New Jerusalem project. It's ours. But it's only those who are really genuinely resonating the true kingdom of love in them